Hi there and welcome to my channel. My name is Vivica and I'm a furniture flipping beginner who wants to show that even if you try something for the first time, you'll be able to succeed. Today we'll tend to this high board behind me. As I think that it has something unique, I want to emphasize that and use a dark green paint for it. I'll combine that with golden hardware and a nice wallpaper for the inside. So if you want to see the process and the result, keep watching.
Now let's have a closer look at this wooden highboard here. I got it from a family nearby who didn't use it for a long time, so it's very dusty and it has some spots where the color of the wood is faded. We start by removing the hardware. Actually, that's not so easy. I have to use a screwdriver to loosen the handles first. We're lucky as the highboard in general is in really good shape. I just use a sanding pad to get over some small areas with little damages. But I guess we won't have to use the sanding machine today. I'll give some more attention to the front, as there are some more minor damages. We want to also roughen up the surface to get a good basis for our first coat of paint. But before we get to that, we have to clean it. As in my other flips, I use dishwasher liquid and warm water. It is important to remove all of the dust and grease, as the paint won't stick to that. And of course, we want to make it look all new and fresh, so we have to put in the work and clean everything thoroughly. This is the first time that I flip furniture with glass attached to it, so I'm really curious how that will turn out. The camera doesn't really catch how dusty this backside really is, but it is somehow calming to clean everything. I need to climb a ladder to reach the top, but as you can see, it's good that we didn't forget to do so. Now that everything is clean, I tape off the glass parts one by one on the out and the inside. The preparations are done. Now we can come to the fun part. Today we're gonna be using an all-in-one paint from Beyond Paint. The color tone is called Forest Green. So let's start with the first coat. To get the paint into every edge and corner, I start with a brush and apply the paint there first. Then I use the roller to cover the larger surface in the middle. One side done, one more to go. Again, I use my round brush to get into the edges and the roller for the broader areas. How do you like the color so far? I know that it's a little bit bold, but I think that it will look great with the golden hardware. For the front, we repeat that process. First the round brush for the edges, and then the roller for the other parts. At the moment, the coverage of the paint seems to be not very good, and I fear that I won't have enough paint for the whole highboard. But we'll see. As we have doors with glass parts this time, the inside has to be redone as well. So I also paint the bottom, sides and top of it. The back doesn't need to get painted, as we're gonna use some wallpaper for it. Especially on the top, it's important to use just enough paint, but not too much, because otherwise it will drop onto the freshly painted bottom and the sides and leave uneven sprinkles. Now we come to the most delicate part, the doors with the glass parts. Of course, I tape them off, but I want to find the balance between using enough paint to cover everything and not too much paint which soaks the masking tape and pours under it. And here we are, applying the second coat of paint. Remember that there were some faded spots? I covered them with some extra paint here. I'm happy that the coverage of the second coat seems to be good. Back again on the inside, I try to apply the paint as evenly as possible. It's awesome to see the color difference between the first and second coat, and how good the coverage of the second coat is. After applying the paint with a brush, I always use the roller to go over it again to give the paint a smoother surface. When you only use the brush, you will see brush strokes afterwards. The second side is done, onto the front again. As this highboard is rather large, we have a lot of painting to do. But I love how the paint transforms this old highboard into a new one. To make the back look nice too, I paint the frame, but I leave the larger part of the back as it is. Of course, we also don't want to forget to paint the top. I really like the original hardware and plan to keep it. Therefore, we clean the handles with warm water and remove all of the grease. In preparation for spray painting, I use a cardboard and attach each handle onto it. Actually, I guess I'm getting better with spray painting each time. This is my 4th furniture flip ever, and I'm happy that I learned something new each time. This time it's definitely how to paint around the glass parts of the doors. To reattach the handles is not that easy because some paint got into the holes. But I widened them with the screwdriver and now it's better. Next, we measure the inside. How do you like the wallpaper I got? Please tell me in the comments if you would have chosen a similar one. We now measure the wallpaper according to the measurements we got from the inside. Then it's time for cutting it. I want the second paper to match the first one, so I arranged them carefully before measuring and cutting the second one. As I need something to help me apply the wallpaper smoothly, I cover a piece of chipboard with paper. Now let's get that wallpaper onto it. It's self-adhesive, so I don't need extra glue for it. I try to attach it on the right-hand side first from top to bottom and then smooth it out to the left side. Here it is. On to the second one. This time I start from the middle, but also attach it on the right side from top to bottom and then smooth it out to the left side. This second wallpaper is, out of some reason, I'm not sure why, harder to apply as it wrinkles up a bit at the end. But I guess I'm happy with the result nevertheless. So, as a reminder, this is how we started, and here we are now. I love how the wallpaper brings it all together. Isn't the combination of the rich green color and the gold and black amazing? There are so many lovely details on this highboard, especially that we also painted all of the hardware in gold. Also, the glass shelves bring in some visual lightness. How do you like my fourth flip? If you enjoyed my video, then I'd be so happy about your like and subscription. Thank you so much!